Morning, folks. Well, I haven't got too far. I mean, I haven't gone crazy working on this thing lately. Um, but I did figure out how I'm going to mount the upright part of the frame to the base. See, I got this 5-inch long piece welded to the upright part. And that'll just get bolted front and back. I think that'll work good. It came out nice and square and level and plumb and all that good stuff, so I like it. I got some parts coming. Oh, well, here's my 5 pounds of copper sulfate, so I should be able to try that electroplating. Pretty happy that came. Waiting on some parts. This frame's just coming out so nice, I decided not to throw a bunch of mix match motors that I've got on the thing, and all the parts. I already have parts enough to build it. A heat bed. I've got another heat bed, and I've got another hot end nozzle. But I decided I'd do a little upgrade. See, these hotbeds are they're about 8 inches wide, and there's an upgrade you can buy that's I think it's 4 inches wider. So I splurged and bought a new one, and it's a foot wide. So the hotbed will be about a foot wide, out to about here. I don't know if you can read that, but I still have plenty of room, and so I'm waiting for that. That should be nice, a nice upgrade. I can print a little bit larger parts, which I've never really run out of room for the stuff I print, but you never know when you want to design something that's a little bit bigger, or fit more parts on a plate. Let's see what else. I got 5 new motors coming. They should be a lot like this motor here. I think it's the same company I bought that one from. 84 ounce inch. I think they're about $60, so it wasn't too bad. But I just figured this printer's running or this frame's coming out so nice, I might as well buy some good parts for it instead of cobbling all the stuff I've got. Mix match motors, and the black printer, I could have stole motors and stuff out it, but that thing prints so nice, I figure I'm just going to keep it, because that's a good printer. I just didn't like the narrowness of the frame and all that, so I'm going to keep that. Let's see, I've got a new hot end coming. This is a Maker Gear hot end. I think they were about $40 when I bought it, but it works good, and I've used the cheap Chinese copy, and they work good too. I've never had one fail. But I think in the future maybe I'll try some different plastics, and they take a different temperature, which I don't know if this is capable of heating up that high. I usually run, ABS at 225, and I think there's some other plastics where you want it a lot hotter. So I decided to go with a metal J-head. It's the same style, but it has fins, and it's all aluminum, and it's got a little fan. So it's basically, above here is all heat sink. This is the only part that gets hot and doesn't. The only part that gets hot and is supposed to melt the plastic. Everything else up here stays cool, and so I've got a metal J-head coming, 5 new motors, the new hot bed or heat plate, whatever, and a new LCD. Oh, I ordered a new LCD just like this one, and so I'm kind of waiting on all those parts to get here. Then I can figure out where I can mount the motors so they're not, dragging on the table, because a lot of different motors have different lengths, and I have to wait for that to make sure it's the right, make sure this is mounted at the right height. Let's see what else. Oh, I was thinking about putting the electronics down here, like I was talking about. And I might, I'm waiting for that LCD screen in order to mount it, where I like to put them up here. I might have to lengthen the cables, which you're kind of asking for trouble, I think, because it's such a low voltage that you get too far away from the ramps board with the LCD, and it has trouble reading the SD card, and you can get gobbledygook on the screen. All kinds of weird little problems when you make that cable too long. So I might be stuck. If I can't, I'll try it. I'll try to lengthen the cable so I can fit the electronics down here, but I might be stuck making a little mount plate on the back here, if I can't. So a lot of things are kind of on hold, but for a good reason, I guess. Make sure everything gets done right. I was also, I like the comments about the expanding foam. That's a good idea. I might do that. I don't know yet. It'll kind of limit me being able to weld anymore because, once it's filled with foam, I won't really be able to weld any more stuff onto it later. But I guess there's no way around it. I've been thinking about, the weight, adding weight to it. And, filling it with sand, that would work good, I think. And it's cheap. I can get a lot of sand for nothing. But I've also got some lead. I might try melting down a bunch of lead and pouring it. I'll drill the end of this on both sides and just pour it in and let it fill up with lead. I could still, I think I'd still be able to do some like light welding on the steel after it's filled. The lead will probably just act like a heat sink, I think. Should work, as long as they don't burn through. That would be kind of bad. But when I was a kid, my dad used to make lead bullets for his muzzle loader, so I've still got, a good sized pot to melt lead in, and a nice little camp stove. I think would work good. So I may try that. It will definitely add a lot of weight to it, filling all the tubes with lead, but we'll see. I've got the printer right now sitting on some of this foam. It's like weather stripping for, it's like a universal type weather stripping for boxes and things that, outside. And I like that because it gives it a little suspension and noise dampening, stuff like that. I did it with the blue printer too. You see under the motors and under the frame and stuff, it's all on that foam. So I got it sitting on that. Looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. Really square. That's the name of the game, I guess, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't know I was going to be able to. I didn't think I would be able to square it up as good as this, but turns out everywhere I've critiqued it, it seems to be really nice. I haven't done all my grinding. I've done a little bit on the base, but I still got quite a bit left to do. My little sister rents the upstairs, and she works nights, so I usually let her try to get to sleep before I start making too much noise. No, I'll get a couple hours to do that tonight. But I should be able to, I don't know, maybe I'll melt some lead today and try that. I should be able to do that pretty quietly outside. I was going to go outside and dig a hole. This has to lay down in a hole under the copper sulfate. So I was going to dig a little shallow hole, maybe 5 or 6 inches deep, line it with a garbage bag, and do my electroplating in that. So I really didn't look forward to building a whole container, or I don't know. didn't want to buy anything. I don't need it again later. But we've got about a week of rain scheduled. So it's raining right now. I won't be doing anything outside. Screw that. I might have a cardboard box that I can stiffen up a little bit and line with a garbage bag like that. And I think that would work. So we may get to some of that. But yeah, a lot of waiting, a lot of thinking, waiting for some parts. I think, let's see, what else? I think I've got some other stuff coming. Oh, I've got about 10 pulleys coming. These are, see, I don't like these. It's a 20 tooth. It's aluminum with plastic. The plastic can break, and I think I've broken 2 of them. And so far this one's held in there, but surprisingly. So I ordered like 10 of these. I think I ordered 16 tooth or 19 tooth or something like that, all aluminum. They should be a really nice upgrade, so I don't have to worry about breaking these. So I've got about 10 of those coming, I think. Oh, I've got some more couplers coming. Found a pretty good deal on eBay. You know, a couple bucks for a coupler. I've seen, boy, it was a couple years ago. 2 of these was like 20 bucks, and I just about couldn't believe it. But yeah, the prices come back down, thankfully, or at least I found some cheaper ones. So yeah, got the couplers coming, the pulleys, the new hotbed, the LCD. Yeah, I think that's about it. And I'll be able to, you know, move ahead slowly. Well, this video's long enough. Sorry I couldn't show you something more useful, more entertaining. I think that electroplating is going to be kind of fun. But, yeah, that's where we're at. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.